Welcome to Military Comebacks. Today's story is one you won't forget. It's about a single careless prank that turned into a life-changing lesson, and how one mistake reshaped a soldier's future in the most unexpected way. It was a cool morning at a naval base in Virginia. The training grounds buzzed with activity engines rumbling, boots striking pavement, commands cutting sharply through the air. Discipline ruled this place. Every movement mattered, and no one could afford to be careless. Still, for Private Daniel Ross, the day felt light. He was young, energetic, and known for easing tension with jokes and playful banter. During long drills, he kept spirits up. Around new recruits, he sometimes pushed things just far enough to get a laugh. To Daniel, it was harmless fun. That morning, though, his idea of fun crossed the line. Daniel stood near the motor pool, holding a high-pressure hose, the kind used to clean mud off vehicles after field exercises. It was powerful enough to knock someone off balance. Nearby, Corporal Jenkins leaned against a jeep, grinning. "Bet you won't soak the next rookie who walks through that gate," he teased. Daniel smirked and nodded. Deal. Moments later, a figure emerged through the light morning fog. She wore a plain gray training uniform with no visible rank, just standard gear issued to new arrivals. From a distance, she looked like any other fresh recruit reporting for duty. Daniel glanced at Jenkins as if to say, "Watch this," as the figure drew closer. He lifted the hose and pulled the trigger. A blast of icy water slammed into her, splashing across her uniform. She stumbled back a step, but didn't shout or flinch like most rookies would. She simply stood there, water dripping from her sleeves, calm and unmoving. Daniel laughed. "Welcome to the base," he called out. "Consider that your first test." Jenkins laughed too, but the sound died instantly when the soaked figure slowly raised her head. Her eyes locked onto Daniel with a steady, commanding calm that made his stomach drop. There was no anger in her expression, just authority. "Private Ross," she said evenly, her voice firm and controlled. "Is this how you welcome every new member of this base?" The entire motor pool went silent. Daniel's smile vanished. His mouth opened, but no words came out. Before he could stammer an apology, a sharp voice rang out from behind them. "Attention on deck." Every soldier snapped to attention. Daniel's heart sank. That command meant only one thing. The drenched woman stepped forward, removed her cap, and revealed gleaming silver stars beneath the wet fabric. A collective gasp rippled through the group. Standing before them was Admiral Catherine Hail, the new commanding officer of the base. Daniel felt his knees weaken. He could barely breathe. The person he had just blasted with a hose wasn't a rookie at all. She was one of the highest-ranking officers in the Navy. Admiral Hail surveyed the silent motor pool. "I see discipline has become optional," she said calmly. Her gaze returned to Daniel. "Private Ross, report to my office at 0800. Bring a towel." She turned and walked away, leaving stunned silence and dripping water behind her. Jenkins swallowed hard, torn between fear and disbelief. Daniel stood frozen, his face burning with shame. That night, sleep never came. Daniel replayed the moment over and over, each second of laughter twisting into regret. Whispers spread through the barracks that he was finished, that no one embarrassed an admiral and survived their career. Morning arrived far too quickly. At exactly 0800, Daniel stood outside Admiral Hail's office. Towel folded neatly in his hands, uniform spotless, heart pounding. He knocked. "Enter." The office was immaculate, every item perfectly arranged. Admiral Hail sat behind her desk reviewing paperwork, not looking up at first. The ticking wall clock felt louder than his own heartbeat. Finally, she spoke. "Private Ross, do you often find amusement in humiliating others?" "No, ma'am," Daniel replied quickly. "It was meant to be harmless." "I didn't know." She raised a hand, stopping him. "Would it have been acceptable if I truly were a new recruit?" Daniel hesitated, then answered honestly. "No, ma'am. It wouldn't have been right." She nodded slightly. "Correct." Standing, she walked toward the window overlooking the training field. "When I joined the Navy, I met leaders who believed fear was the same as authority. I learned the hard way that real leadership is built on respect. Do you understand that? Yes, ma'am. She turned back to him. Good for the next 2 weeks. You will lead orientation for incoming recruits. You'll train them, guide them, and make sure they succeed. Perhaps then you'll understand responsibility. Daniel was stunned. Thank you, ma'am. I won't let you down, dismissed. From that day on, Daniel changed. He arrived early, stayed late, and poured everything into helping new recruits adjust. He taught teamwork, discipline, and respect, the very lessons he had ignored before. His jokes faded, replaced by encouragement. His energy went into lifting others instead of mocking them. Admiral Hail watched quietly. During one grueling training session, a recruit twisted her ankle on the obstacle course. While others hesitated, Daniel rushed forward, carrying her to safety and calling for a medic. When Hail approached and asked what happened, Daniel explained with genuine concern. You've changed, she said softly. Yes, ma'am, he replied. I realize my job is to make others better, not laugh at their mistakes. She nodded. That realization is where leadership begins.
8
Weeks later, during a full base inspection, Admiral Hail addressed the unit. Discipline, she said, isn't just obedience, it's respect for your mission, your team, and yourself. Private Ross learned that lesson through humility and effort. He represents what every soldier should strive for, the courage to admit fault and the strength to change. The base applauded as Daniel stood there, humbled. Afterward, Hail handed him a sealed envelope. He opened it to find a promotion recommendation. Every mistake can become a lesson, she told him, if you face it with integrity. As months turned into years, Daniel rose through the ranks. When he was promoted to sergeant, Admiral Hail attended the ceremony herself. As she pinned the insignia, she whispered, You've come a long way. Only because you gave me the chance, he replied. She smiled. You earned it. Whenever Daniel passed the motor pool, he'd glance at the old pressure hose still hanging there and shake his head with a quiet smile. One careless prank had nearly ruined him, but instead, it became the moment that taught him respect, humility, and redemption. A soldier once sprayed the wrong rookie. What he didn't know was that she was the leader who would change his life forever. Like, comment, and subscribe for more powerful and emotional stories. This is Military Comebacks, where courage, redemption, and honor come to life.